love my country and love the people.
It's Philippines!
Hindi mo mabibigil ang sambayan ng Pilipino!
Time to know the news of the week. I'm Hannah Tabios. This is the MB Rundown. The Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines, or CAAP, tightened its screening measures to all international airports it manages to prevent the entry of the deadly new coronavirus into the country. This after a 5-year-old boy from Wuhan, China, arrived in Cebu last January 12 and later tested positive for still unidentified strain of coronavirus. The CAAP ordered the reactivation of the communicable disease preparedness procedures in Puerto Princesa, General Santos, Zamboanga, Davao, Calibo, Lawag, and Iloilo, which are all entry points of international travelers. CAAP spokesperson Eric Apolonio said airport personnel are closely monitoring the situation, especially in Calibo, Aklan, where there is a direct flight from Wuhan, China. Calibo is one of the gateways to popular tourist destination Boracay Island. Bureau of Quarantine officials were also deployed at the Ninoy Aquino International Airport, or NAIA Terminal 1, to check the health status of travelers arriving in the country. The country's main gateway also put up 2 thermal scanners at Terminals 1, 2, 3 to identify passengers with high-grade fever. Chinese authorities have already placed the city of Wuhan on lockdown in an effort to stop the spread of the mysterious virus. All departing flights, including operations of trains and other forms of mass transportation, have already been canceled. According to the World Health Organization, or WHO, coronaviruses are a large family of viruses that cause illness ranging from the common cold to severe diseases such as the Middle East Respiratory Syndrome, or MERS-CoV, and severe acute respiratory syndrome, or SARS-CoV. Several cases have already been confirmed in some countries, including Thailand, South Korea, Taiwan, Macau, Hong Kong, Vietnam, Saudi Arabia, Japan, and the United States. In China, where the mysterious coronavirus originated, more than 20 people have died, as dozens more cases were reported across the country. On December 31, 2019, the WHO was alerted by Chinese authorities of pneumonia-like cases in the city of Wuhan. The United States Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, or CDC, suspected a seafood market to be the center of the outbreak. The new coronavirus has been spreading in several countries with fears that it can be transmitted between humans, according to health authorities. Hence, health officials advise the public to practice frequent hand washing and avoid unprotected contact with farm or wild animals. They also advise to practice proper coughing etiquette by means of distance and covering coughs and sneezes with a tissue. It also reminded the public to avoid close contact with people showing cold or flu-like symptoms, as well as ensuring that food is well cooked. Health authorities said when the following symptoms are felt, go to the nearest hospital and have yourself checked. Despite drop-in measures of Taal events, officials of the Philippine Volcanology and Seismology, or PHIVOLCS, still warned for a possible hazardous explosive eruption of Taal Volcano within hours or days to follow. On its 8 a.m. bulletin, PHIVOLCS recorded 486 volcanic earthquakes, including 4 low-frequency tremors for the past 24 hours. The agency said the activity signifies continuous magmatic intrusion beneath the Taal edifice. The Taal volcano emitted ash anew at around 5 a.m. and was said as the strongest in the past few days, according to PHIVOLCS. The agency classified the activity as weak to moderate emission, reaching from 50 to 500 meters high, which drifted at the southwest direction. Batangas Provincial Police Chief Colonel Edwin Quilates also said in a radio interview that towns and cities under lockdown could also change amid impending danger of base surge. PHIVOLCS strongly reiterates total evacuation of Taal Volcano Island and high-risk areas identified within the 14-kilometer danger zone. The pilot test run for motorcycle taxis will still continue after the Transportation Department's Technical Working Group reversed its initial decision recommending its immediate termination. On Tuesday, DOTR's Technical Working Group Chairman retired Major General Antonio Guardiola Jr. said the pilot test run will commence while they iron out the issues in the program. But he said they will meet with involved service providers and make a set of guidelines with the guidance of Transportation Secretary Arthur Tugade. The group had earlier announced that they will immediately terminate the motorcycle taxis operations more than 2 months before its supposed end on March 29. They cited legal impediments as reason for terminating the extended trial run. But Guardiola said the development came after the group took into consideration the recommendations of senators during Monday's Senate hearing. The second leg of the pilot test run are currently participated by ride-hailing companies Angkas and 2 new players, Joyride and Move It, which began December 23 last year. Newly installed Philippine National Police or PNP Chief General Archie Gamboa wants a more responsive police force under his leadership. Gamboa said he wants to simplify their work by means of accomplishing more tasks within a given period of time, such as the reduction of summer hearing process on erring police personnel to solve more administrative cases. He stressed that internal cleansing within the organization remains in effect to eliminate rogue cops. The police chief also warned all his men to refrain from engaging in illegal activities as they will get severe punishment if caught. The PNP's image was put in bad light under the leadership of then PNP Chief General Oscar Albayalde amid drug recycling scheme expose last year. Gamboa also wants to fast-track the full implementation of the PNP ICT Master Plan to deliver effective crime prevention and crime solution services to its stakeholders. Gamboa first stepped in as PNP officer in charge on October 14, 2019. He was named as the 23rd PNP chief by President Rodrigo Duterte on January 17. Meanwhile, these are the other top news of the week.
Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa has confirmed on Wednesday that his U.S. visa has been cancelled. This after an initial report circulated last December that he could no longer visit the United States after Washington intensified its crackdown on human rights violators. De la Rosa, a former police chief, was the architect of the Duterte administration's war on drugs. President Rodrigo Duterte has signed the new syntax reform law which seeks to increase the excise tax on alcohol, heated tobacco, and vapor products, mainly to generate funds for the government's universal healthcare program. But the president vetoed a provision that prevents the government from conducting a raid on alcohol and tobacco facilities without a court order. Popular travel website Big 7 Travel named Palawan Island as one of the most Instagrammable places in the world. Palawan, dubbed as the last ecological frontier of the Philippines, ranked 36 out of 50 most photogenic destinations across the globe. The travel website described the island as a piece of paradise which is simply perfect.
Let's take a quick recap of the MB rundown for today, January 24. The Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines, or CAAP, tightens screening measures to all international airports it manages to prevent the entry of the deadly new coronavirus into the country. Health officials advised the public to practice infection prevention and control amid the coronavirus outbreak. Alert level 4 still raised over Taal Volcano despite drop in measures of volcanic events. PHIVOLCS Director Dr. Renato Solidum reminded the public to exercise caution and sharing interpretations about the Taal Volcano eruption. Pilot test run for motorcycle taxis continues, and newly installed Philippine National Police or PNP Chief General Archie Gamboa wants a more responsive police force under his leadership. And that's the MB Rundown. I'm Hannah Tapius.